makeover-blogspot.com. I have no makeup on. I did not shower. I just spent 2.5 hours shoveling the entire property. I'm exhausted, but I need to paint my trim. So this is what I'm gonna do now, and then I'll take a shower and relax for the rest of the day. It's already noon, so I better get going. What am I going to do today? I'm painting the entire door first and all the trim here, right? If you remember, this is going to be bright white. I want to do the door first because I don't know, maybe I'll run out of paint, so I want to make sure that this is getting covered in white. Once I'm done with that, I'll start doing the crown molding, and I'm still thinking that I may not put blue tape because I'm pretty steady and I think I can manage without putting any blue tape. I just don't have the time, and if I make a mistake, I cover it, and that's about it. I know I'm doing everything wrong. I'm not giving you any kind of good advice on how to do this. Like, for instance, you can see the light switch here. It's going to be painted in white, but I didn't remove it when I painted in blue. So you can tell it's pretty well done. There is, yeah, maybe a little bit here, but that's going to get painted in white. With that, I will put some blue tape around it because it's going to take 2 seconds and it's not a big deal. The baseboard needs to be painted. The window frames need to be painted. Baseboard on the other side. So I have some bright white gloss, high gloss enamel paint, and this is Behr Premium Plus. I tend to always go towards Behr paint. I think this is the only brand I've used for this entire house since we bought it. I'm thinking, yep, we've only used Behr. So as you go around the house, in my videos, you see colors on the walls. Don't hesitate to ask me which ones they are. I'll be glad to tell you because they are all Behr paints and they're pretty easy to find at your Home Depot. Whether or not they are their own brands, I'm not sure. But anyway, so that's where I'm at. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for your very kind comments. Apparently everybody likes the blue. I sure like it too. Let me turn off the light so you can see what it looks like in the regular daytime light. Really like it. So let me give you a quick tour without the light. This is what it looks like. It is not Superman blue. You all agree it's kind of like a cornflower Wedgwood type of blue. Really like it. There was one person who thought that I should have painted the room white and just gray and orange. Sorry, I hate orange. It's really not a color that I like. Maybe terracotta, but I wanted this room to be very calming and crisp and clean. So if I put something warm in here, I know I'm gonna start decorating it and put like some crazy stuff, and then we'll get back to where we were when we started, which was utter clutter. So let me get my paint ready and I'm gonna start painting the door. So to paint the door, I'm basically just using a small roll. The door was painted before, and then when we purchased the house, obviously the previous owner had removed all the paint. So this has been sanded and everything. I'm probably gonna have to do 3 coats on the door, but just for now, if you want to see the difference in color, I've put a little bit of it right here. So this is the bright white here, and then this is the kind of cream that they had before. So that gives you an idea of the contrast and the difference between the 2 shades. Now here's a little trick for you if you want to maximize coverage for your first coat. Instead of going from here where I already painted down, I'm going to take a section of about 6-7 inches after the last part that I painted. You see that? Okay. And then so I put my brush right here, and then you want to work up towards the last one, right? This way. See what I'm doing? Alright, and once you get that covered, you just bring it back down this way. And that assures you to have better coverage instead of having streaks all over you where you can still see the old paint underneath it. You get better coverage and you actually get to stretch your paint, so you're not wasting as much paint. So I'm going to do it again at the bottom right here. So again, this is where I stopped. I'm going to go about 6 inches below it and just move the paint up to meet where I left off and then bring it back down. and you just do a little section at a time rather than doing the entire post up and down. You just do little section at a time and you get better coverage. So that's gonna probably help me not have to do 3 coats but just 2 coats, because I'm getting maximum coverage from the first coat. Okay, so it took about an hour, but I had the whole door painted and the frame. I did the edges here with that painter's tape, and I think I did a pretty good job. Let me show you on the other side. See, no painter's tape. It's a pretty straight line. You know what, every time I've used painter's tape, when I remove it, there's always seepage behind it, and you end up having to go over it anyway. So I'm just taking my time. I did the side here and the inside of the door frame, jamb, whatever you call it. Didn't do the brass hardware. I'm gonna leave it like this. This is a stain from the previous paint, so I'm gonna have to remove that at a later time. But I went around it real quick. I'm gonna let this cure. I don't know if you can see the difference between the 2 colors. So this is bright white and this is the cream that was there before. So it's definitely totally different look, but this is only 1 coat. So the door itself, this part's gonna need 3 coats, but this only 2. So I'm gonna let this cure for another 35-40 minutes and move on to the second coat. Okay, so I have 3 coats. I ended up doing 3 coats on the whole frame, and on the door there's a stain here, like kind of like a red stain. I don't know what it is, but for some reason I can cover it, so I'm gonna keep on going over that one. But just to give you a quick look, so this is what it looks like, and don't mind the paint that's there. That's not mine. Again, remember I removed the carpeting, so that's the stuff from before, but you get to see the difference in color, the blue next to the cream versus the blue next to the bright white. So you see the difference. It's definitely much brighter. I'm going to move back a little bit so you can see it from far away, and this is what it looks like from far away. Alright, really liking the contrast. It definitely looks cleaner. But now the funny thing is that as I'm painting this in white, I'm looking at the paint that's in my on my second floor landing, you know, in between all of my you know, when you come up the stairs, and it just looks so dirty. I mean, it is a off-white, I think it's called Cotton Whisper from Behr, and I really like it. It goes well with the yellow and everything, but the more I paint this, the more I'm seeing spots on the yellow and spots on the white. So what I'm probably going to do is make that a spring cleaning project where I'm just going to have to repaint over at least 1 coat over all of the walls and the door frames around the house, because I had, you know, you live in it, you don't realize, but once you start painting, then you start seeing stains and contrast, then it becomes very like in your face that you need to paint your walls. So generally speaking, you should paint your walls at least every 5 years. I would say 3 if you're really ambitious, only because there's stains and wear and tear on your walls, and it just gives it a fresh look. Anyway, so I'm gonna let this cure. I have to go and have lunch. Then today my little guy is getting tested for one of his stripes for karate, so I think I'm gonna call it a day. It did take a good 2.5 hours to do all of this. I'm definitely not finishing that today. I'll finish tomorrow, or maybe it's going to take me 3 days. I'm not sure. But anyway, so if I come back after, you'll see that. Otherwise, I'll be tomorrow, which is going to be Wednesday the 18th. Okay, I'm back, except that today is not tomorrow. We're actually a week later. I've had the worst week possible, and you guys have been wonderful asking me if I was all right, because apparently I disappeared for a while. But there's a reason for that. Yesterday we had some plumbing issues, and then there was a whole bunch of other stuff that happened last week, so I was not able to paint like I wanted to. Okay, so this is where I'm at. If you remember from 30 seconds ago, this is the door that I did. I'm gonna have to do another, where is it? Right here, you can see the old paint. So I'm gonna have to go over this one panel right here, and then those, I can't get rid of them. They keep on coming back, so I'm gonna have to figure out something, probably put like a real primer over it. I don't know. It's not coming off, but I gotta reopen my can, stir it, get the brush, and I'm gonna start with this one over here and probably the window, and then I'll do this baseboard, and then I'll move to the other side. Hopefully I am finishing this today. I'm probably gonna have to finish in the evening. I have a turkey that's been thawing for the last 24 hours or so. So around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when I pick up the kids, I'm going to put the turkey in the oven. That we don't have to worry about dinner. Just put a quick vegetable pasta thing together. That will allow me to finish what I got to do. All right, let me get started. So by now we've all established that I do not use painter's tape. This is the side that wasn't painted. This is the side that was painted. And this is my edge without the tape. So I think I'm doing pretty good. Not going to complain. If I had had all the time in the world, I would have sanded all of this, because there was some old paint peeling that's been painted over, painted over, painted over. So you can see like the baseboard itself, or the, yeah, I think it's called baseboard, is not the greatest quality, but it's an old house. I mean, ideally I would want to sand everything and strip it from its original paint, but who's got time for that? All right, let me finish this. I'm going to do one coat, then I'll tackle one coat on the window, then I'll go back to this, do the second coat, do the same thing over there, and then the heater baseboard that's on the other side. I think I need to take advantage of my steady hand while I'm still young, because there's going to be a point in time where I'm not going to be able to cut corners like this anymore. I'm going to have to use painter's tape. So far, so good. See? Doesn't look too bad. Okay, so I have the one coat on the window and one coat on this baseboard here. I'm going to turn off the light so you can see a little bit better. Not that it actually makes any kind of difference, but hold on, maybe if I wasn't lit this way, hold on, turn it back on, there we go. All right, maybe you can't see, maybe you can't. The contrast between the bright white and the blue, it looks much lighter than it shows on my screen right here, but that you knew already, so it's pretty much looking like this. Yeah, I'm liking it. I removed the old, what do you call it, blind that was kind of the honeycomb blind. It's the one that was here originally. I'm guessing the room had to be blue at some point, because those were blue. But then I saw some paint that was peach, so I don't know. But those came with the house, so I'm getting rid of them. I'm thinking about doing Roman shades. I think I talked about that already, so if I am repeating myself, you'll excuse me. I'm going to let this cure for a good 20-30 minutes. Gonna have a cup of tea downstairs, check the mail, you know, go on the internet, blah, blah, blah. I'm still waiting for the plumbers. For those of you who don't know, we had a pipe that burst on the first floor yesterday, and originally, well, we didn't know why the heat wasn't going on. We thought it was a thermostat. Turned out that it was a pipe that froze, because that's the one that's above the porch from the front entrance, and it's poorly insulated. So anyway, we didn't have heat on the first floor. I took down the thermostat thinking that if I was replacing the thermostat it would work, but then in the process of doing that, the temperature went up and the water started leaking from that pipe, and we were not at the house when it happened, so we have a little bit of damage, mostly water that went through the basement in in the inner walls and insulation that got wet. I don't know if I need to call the insurance for that. The plumber's coming. He's probably gonna install one of those things that dries everything, like one of those fan heater thing. Replace the pipe and reinstall the thermostat, purge all of the pipes, because now that the system's been compromised, there's air in it, so you can hear the water running. There's no more pressure in the pipe. So there's heat in the house right now on the other floors, not on the first floor, because we isolated that pipe, but the heat is not running optimal. So the temperature right now is like 67, which is comfortable for me, but it's not ideal considering it's going to be -5 again sometimes this week. So gotta get fixed. All right, I see you in a bit. So this is dry. You got 2 coats here and 2 coats on this. Actually, it's more like 3. Now, this baseboard here, I'm not doing entirely because this is going to be the big bookcase here, right? And it's probably going to start after this light switch. So I kind of painted a little bit, maybe like a foot over this way. And then I did the same thing here, painting the light switch. And then I did about, because it's going to go all the way up to here. So I painted about all the way up to there. But basically, yeah. So on this side of this wall, there's going to be this much space here before you get to the bookcase. And then on this side of the wall, it's going to be about this much space before you... Hello?
Hi, Mom.
What's up?
Good.
How did you do in school today?
Good.
What did you learn?
Stuff that I'm not going to tell you.
Why not?
Because I don't want to.
Okay. What you going to do now?
Watch TV, maybe play more maybe play Pokemon or Mega Ruby.
Okay. Alright. Did you catch that? It had to do with Pokemon. Anyway, so I started this baseboard right here, which is pretty practical because it's warm, so it's helping. I didn't do that side yet. While I'm doing this and this is drying, I'm going to go ahead and start this window right here. And I'm enjoying a little bit of late afternoon sunshine in this room. See, there's not a lot coming up, but it's winter right now, so that's the reason why. In the summer there's a lot of sun here. So anyway, this is the first coat on the second window. I'm gonna take a quick break to have a cup of tea again, and then I'll finish the second coat on this, second coat on that, and then I'll do the baseboard that's all the way around. I like the way it looks, to be honest. I think that it really is a fresher look. I can't wait to see it finished. And I have to do the crown molding here, but I'm thinking that maybe I won't have time today. I don't know. And here is Vespa. Hello. Hello, and how are you? She's a good kitty. You hear her purr. Oh yeah, you're a good cat. Oh yeah. Oh, it feels good. Yes. Well, I can tell you this. I am glad I got a turkey in the oven because I am still painting and it's 7 o'clock in the evening. My husband is coming home in about an hour and 15 minutes. Better get going. So, where I'm at, I've done the first coat all around. So you can see, I'm sorry it's nighttime. You can't really tell the difference. Maybe if I zoom a little bit. All right, hold on. Let's zoom right here. You see the difference? I don't know. But anyway, so I have one coat. I need to do a second coat. Did the same thing here. I only did it all the way up to here, and then I'm leaving all of this unpainted because there's going to be crown molding all the way to the ceiling here. And again, if you're watching this video for the first time and you don't know what this is about, I am building a bookcase that's going to go over here against this wall, and the bookcase is going to be anchored into the studs. And then I'll have a molding at the bottom and a crown molding on the top, and all of this is going to be attached, so it's going to look like a built-in. Basically, you're not going to be able to move it, so it doesn't matter what the crown molding behind or the baseboard look like, because that's going to be behind it. All right. I still have to do a second coat on this right here, so I'm going to do that now while this is drying. So the next time you'll see me, I'll show you the whole thing during the daytime so you get an appreciation. Let me show you a little bit of white. Okay. So you'll see me in the daytime so you get an appreciation of what I've been doing. And I think after that we're ready to build. So I'll probably get the, I don't know where I'm going to get it. I gotta think about it because I have more videos to do. You know, the usual Ipsy, Echo ME, and swatches and stuff with a giveaway that's coming up, and my update on Weight Watcher. I've been delinquent on that, so I gotta do that. So I'm probably gonna do that sometimes this week. Get the stuff maybe on Thursday and start building Friday and Saturday. So the next video won't be until next week for this. And so I think we got maybe another 3 weeks before this is done. It's a long project, but I love it. Really, really do love it. Oh yeah, and I still have the floor, but I'm gonna build the stuff before I do the floor. That way I can just do the floor around it, because what's the point of doing, you know, cleaning? Like for instance, see this area of the floor right here? That's the paint from the previous paint jobs that was underneath the carpet. I'm gonna have the bookcase here, so I don't need to go on my knees and clean all of this stuff. I'm just gonna clean, you know, the other areas. And I didn't do too many drips. I have a few here and there, but it's not so bad considering the amount of paint that was underneath the carpet that I'm gonna have to scrape and, you know, take out. Anyway, all right. Yeah, so I guess that's it. I'm just gonna finish this, take my turkey out of the oven and make some vegetables and whatnot. Kids did their homework. I'm still sipping on a cold tea at this point, but I'm pretty happy with the project. I'm glad you like it too. So far comments have been very positive, so I'm very appreciative of that. And yeah, so I guess I'll see you next time. Thank you again for watching my videos. If you are new to this one, there's a whole series of me gutting out this office with all the junk that was in there. All of the links are at the end of this video if you want to see the complete series, and then you can go and check my channel. I have more decluttering and DIY project painting stuff, some cooking and beauty, you name it. It's just like it's all over the place, and there's plenty to look at and there's plenty to watch. All right, so give me a thumbs up if you like this video and my videos in general. Subscribe if you're new, and I will talk to you later. Bye.